Just listening to the sounds of Albert, a song called Right Here in July. And this is the place we like to be this time of year at the J-Bay Open for stop number 6 of the Samsung Galaxy Championship Tour. In this one-on-one matchup with a wave already on the way. Josh Kerr trying to get an early start. A huge full rotation punt to beat a section. And he still has room to move. Kersey putting pressure on Italo to start with a massive air, and he still has some room on the inside to finish. He'll hit a little bit of a bump and look to recover to find a finishing move. Clear for takeoff. Kersey, throw, tail, reverse, ends up going down on the final maneuver. But what an exciting way to kick off this matchup. Joe Chappelle alongside former big wave world champion Peter Mel.
I mean, the only thing I could say, the only flaw was he really didn't finish it probably as nicely as he would have liked. But look at this outside move here, ton of speed, perfectly timed, gets the grab all the way around, landed clean. I mean, that for a one maneuver wave, you'd still feel like that was up in the excellent range. And then he still gets more down here in the end. I just think that it was a little chunky in here. And I didn't pull this last air move too. I mean, it would have been nice to see him finish with another rotation. He does get it, but then doesn't ride out of it. But we'll see where the judges go with this. Looks like it's going to be a mid-range score.
So Josh Kerr kicks things off with a 6.33. Hard to let that go, especially after the performance Taj threw down at Fiji against John Florence. Easily the heat of the year so far. Watching this one, Italo Ferreira. Little backside foam climb now into some clear water. Nice glide out of the surfboard. Made by Timmy Patterson. Snaps it off the lip again. Driving vertically. Starting to heat up a bit towards the tail end of this wave. And sneaks in one more backhand climb. Maybe the guy with the quickest transition on tour, especially backside, Pete.
8 feet, 10 feet out. It stomped it. Of course, it was by the use of the machine, but no matter what, getting that high in the air, it's pretty good. A little bit of chunk on the face here. And he's been able to negotiate it. This is first couple cars, but then he starts to really warm up here as this wave steepens up. Nice hooking snap again. More vertical on that approach, and then right back into it, and then late hit. Somehow climbs up over that white water. So tough to do. And did it with clean.
Throwing down some huge punts inside competition. Remember the backside air reverse in the final last year for Ferreira. Now, let's check out the replay to have another look here.
I mean, two contrasting really waves, to be honest. I mean, this was, most of the score came from that amazing maneuver, you know, full rotation. Anytime you can get the board flipped all the way around 360 degrees, way more difficult. You see a lot of those air reverses where you land backwards and then rotate out. That's an air reverse. So you land and then reverse out of it, whereas that one was just a full 360 air. I mean, 360 degrees around, even further sometimes, you know, and you figure where he took off, where the nose was, it actually spun beyond 360 degrees. I'd give it 400. That was a beautiful 4.
I love it. And then comparing that to Italo's 4.67 here.
Yeah, and you know, this was flowy. I didn't see any problems with you know, grabbing rails. There was one little bobble kind of in that last move, but overall I felt like comparison-wise fairly similar. You know, right there, this is not easy surfing. He was committed. He was putting it up on rail, putting it up vertical. You know, maybe a little smaller wave.
It's fun when you start talking about the degrees of the rotation. We'll get back to that because Italo is going to try to respond with maybe something big. There's his tail high reverse. He lands prone and gets back up. So not riding out super clean. Now making a decision out the back is Josh Kerr, rolling in. Big first turn to get down the line. Down carve with a ton of momentum to go straight up vertical. A dream start for Kersey so far. Draws it off the top to make this inside connection. Throw tail. Doesn't reverse, pulls it around forward, showing the panel that he's in total control of his maneuver choice. Awarded a 6.33 for one major move. And now Italo to answer. Looking speedy. A little bit smaller in wave height than Kersey's wave, but he still has room to finish. He'll force that reverse on the end section as he's playing the comeback roll.
Little frontside grab. You know, I liked how he surfed his heat earlier today, and he's bringing, you know, this 5'9", he dropped down a couple inches. Nice and vertical in that first hit, but then look at this, just arcs it. I love that, where he's using the rail through it, but doesn't push it too hard to keep the momentum flying down the line, keeps that speed up. Drifts the fins there. Boom, gets the rail grab. Nice twist, little karate chop. And then behind him, this is Italo, so a little smaller wave. Doesn't quite have the vertical face that we saw on the outside from Josh Kerr. And then he gets the tail whip. Pretty much trying to, like you said, force that move, but completed. And probably going to be similar to his 4.67.
In Josh's last heat, we talked about the slower start to finding results, where he finished his first couple of seasons on tour, a 5.17. Still needs a 9.33 to get out in front.
For him to have enough opportunity to go after the lip and actually attack the wave, and you could see that wave, how it sheeted out, had that beautiful clean face on it, and absolutely just tore that thing to pieces. I mean, just thrashing around in the lip and having so much fun down the line. Big snap carve right there. I mean, he's really enjoying the smooth face. It's hard to find him out here. Not every wave has him, and then finishes off on the inside, that big blowtail. I mean,
see, think about what Strider was saying, because it's not always a guarantee that you can take that second wave of the set. Sometimes it's the biggest wave.
So Kersey's going to roll on this one. Speed moves off the top, couple of big floats. Set up this big turn, drifting slide off the top. Hard off the bottom, and now looking to finish things up way down the line. Just a little late hit on the inside corner. Big thing there is just keeping off Italo. Little opportunity setting up for last year's Rookie of the Year. Ferreira already with a lot of speed. Lofty float to start. Another float just to cover some ground. Wants the lip to hit right there in the pocket. He's looking for a 9.33 for a direct lead change. But he's heading the right direction. Another backside snap. Comes through with the finish. He likes it. Steps off.
Hard wave to ride, as he was able to finish that wave. Good size set wave. Will probably be his best wave so far. I don't think it quite goes 9.33, but it's a good effort. You see, again, floats that first section, but here's where it gets really choppy. And somehow was able to steer through that section, comes around it, tags it. You know, when it's got all that chop on the face, it's hard to throw a spray and really get the judges, you know, excited. But good finish, good start. That's a solid wave.
Just how smooth he was, clean open face, great wave selection, found himself a finish. Had a nice line to start that wasn't disconnected.
Might find a job for you in the judging panel here after this.
Yeah, that's I love watching heats and watch different, like the surfers, how they approach their heats and priority system. Like right now, Josh Kerr's in the wave. Wow, he did a big floater. He's gonna try it on air. Let's see. Whoa.
So getting down the line, Josh Kerr just searching for that ramp. Remember the 6.33 he had before, hangs on to the lead. Loving it, Kaio, as we watch this little moment, 4:50 to go. Priority with Italo, but Josh Kerr in a better position further down the line. You see that little onshore flow. Kersey still finding speed. Floats it off the top and has to sneak out. So searching for something solid. Situation's going to remain the same as Italo, still looking for an 8.14.
I used to put myself a little down because I like offshore and barrels and perfect waves. Oh, here's Josh Kerr with you guys.
Josh Kerr looking for something big down the line. He's got a ramp, tail high reverse off the top, and he lands it. Goes for another throw tail towards the beach, doesn't reverse, total control. Ferreira needs to find an answer big time. Still waiting patiently to get out front. Big backside float, he'll climb the next section. A couple of challenging moves for a backsider as he's just trying to fight back to get a score to compete against Kersey with 2:15 to go. on tour. And we'll be catching up with him quite a lot throughout this event and through the remainder of his rookie season on tour. Pete Mel, let's get caught up with this one. What happened to Kersey here?
Well, Kersey was eyeing it down the line. You can see telegraphing a big air move. He finally gets a section, goes up, nice front side grab. Doesn't get the full rotation like he did on that earlier air, but then this combos it with a big major move. Nice innovation, big tail wafting slam. Good stuff from Josh Kerr. You know, you could tell that Italo here, just even before this, you could see he was kind of kicking the water. He wasn't liking the scores. You could ultimately tell that he thought he did more for what he deserved out there. And you can tell there was a bit of a bird flown here from his inside section here because he's frustrated. And I think he's just got to look past this as he feels like, you know what, I should be in this heat a lot closer than I am.
So Ferreira felt the struggle from that first score that came in, which looks like it'll be his best at a 7.83. So he'll end up breaking the combination with 20 seconds on the clock.
Did you guys really just read a 4.67 for that first wave? But hey, it is what it is. You have to live with it. You have to learn from it and not get frustrated.
So a big one there with Italo Ferreira sitting number 4 in the world on the Jeep leaderboard. He's knocked out, and he'll have to deal with a round 3 loss here at the J-Bay Open as Josh Kerr moves on. 16.4 combined total, and he is off and running into round 4.